Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this subscriber replay. This is another one of Mac's games. Yeah, I know, it's always Mac. Well, if you want it to be someone else send a game in then. Anyway, it's Mac, and he's driving the not very popular Churchill VII. Just to be confusing, that's a tier 6 heavy tank for the British. He is here on Ruinberg. It's an encounter game, and strictly speaking, this is a tier 7 game. So you can see that he's actually running 2 repair kits and a first aid kit on his Churchill, rather than a fire extinguisher. The Churchill isn't particularly prone to fire, so that's not a terrible idea. If you look at his ammo loadout, I can't really criticise it too much. He's got quite a lot of high explosive ammo. I don't think the Churchill needs that much HE, but conversely the Churchill carries a lot of ammo, so whatever. I would say a few rounds of APCR are probably a good idea. Penetration is one of those areas in which the Churchill is a bit lacking, along with alpha damage. But, as I say, this is technically a tier 7 game. It's actually a tier... yeah, I mean, for example, Mac's team. He is the top tier apart from artillery. If you look at the enemy, they have a Jagdpanther and an artillery as top tiers, so whatever. Mac is initially coming into the town. And this is a replay that I am loath to show for a reason that we'll get to at the end. Mac, if you're watching, you probably know the reason. Anyway, yes, Mac is pushing through the town, and you can see one of the things that really frustrates people about the Churchill, and the entire Churchill, you know, the Churchill 7 and the Black Prince have this in common. They do 20 kilometers an hour. That's it. No more. You can be going downhill with a prevailing headwind, being pushed by a, I don't know, Cromwell, and you'll do 20 kilometers an hour. Just deal with it. So Mac really wants this corner to try and side scrape on, to angle on, to be effective on, and there's a light tank who's been sitting in the way, so he asks the light tank to kindly sod off, which he does, to be fair. And here he's putting shots into this T1 heavy, keeping him tracked as well. Now I must confess, considering the angle that Mac's at, I'm rather surprised that he's taking damage from this fellow. That looks like a pretty good angle to me. Where did he penetrate? Side armour. It does make me wonder if that guy decided to switch out and fire APCR ammo. Because I thought Mac was pretty well angled there. I thought his side armour was being presented at a good angle, but whatever. Mac took a little bit of damage for it, not a huge amount of damage. And he got the kill, alas. There's someone driving a KV-1 deciding that, you know, he's going to get behind Mac and be a right royal nuisance. He's also a stock KV-1 and he's shooting an 88. So not only is he being a nuisance, he's not actually going to achieve anything productive. Mac, on the other hand, has both the accuracy and the penetration to do something about this 88, providing he aims his shots well, and that wasn't the best aimed shot in the world. That one, however, will do the job nicely. And this is something about the gun on the Churchill that people often overlook. This is the same gun that you get on the Comet at tier 7, but that's a medium tank. You get pretty decent accuracy. Hello, Mr. KV-1. That was a bit unlucky. It hit that angled plate on the KV-1. Aim your shots better, Mac. There we go. Lower plate. That's it. So you are rewarded in this tank very much for being familiar with your enemy's weak spots, because you can use the accuracy of the gun to compensate for its relatively low penetration. Which is something that you struggle to do in something like a T150, where you have a bit more penetration but you're still slow, and your accuracy is garbage. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. Anyway, Hellcat over there. Mac wasn't able to land a shot, unfortunately. But the scoreline is 7 kills apiece. The enemy Jagdpanther has already gone down, so basically this is a tier 6 game with a pair of tier 7 artillery in it. What are you going to do? Side shots into a KV-85. Yes, please. Oh, low damage roll. I mean, the alpha damage on this gun is also low. It's basically a 76mm gun. You're looking at about 150 alpha damage. But that's still enough to take that guy out. The reload means the DPM on this tank is not terrible. Somehow he didn't penetrate the front of the Churchill 1's turret. That's very unlucky. But nonetheless, that looked like a penetrating shot that Mac took, but it actually went into his tracks. The tracks on this machine are pretty large and can eat quite a lot of shells. Conversely, if you're shooting at a Churchill 7, The front mud guards are weak spots. There is hull behind that, but there isn't really any armour. So you can shoot those regions and your shots will go straight through. So, Mac is approaching this Hellcat and his little friend. And you can see that Mac's fired quite a lot of shots. He's racked up 4 kills, a good amount of damage. But he's still got plenty of ammunition left. So, here's the 88 from earlier on. Now these guys are potentially using the same gun. Depends if the 88's got the 17 pounder unlocked or not yet. Either way, that went into his tracks essentially. Mac aims for a weak spot and finishes the guy off. There you can see the enemy 88 put a shot, presumably through the front of one of these mud guards, doing damage and tracking Mac into the bargain. In fact, actually you can see in this game, sorry, completely different note, you can see in this game that Mac has his Mark of Excellence on the Churchill. So he's played it a respectable amount, and he picks up a top gun on that Hellcat for a monster kill, which is nice. But despite that top gun, the scorelines are still very even, at 11 kills apiece. Imagine how this game would have gone if Mac hadn't got a top gun, or if Mac hadn't been here. So there's an easy 8 Sherman. You can just plough shots into the front of that guy. Alas, he's not a complete idiot and he takes cover. He starts using the Type 58 as cover. Our Type 58 goes down, or Mac's Type 58, leaving the scoreline at 11 kills to 12. But then the Sherman decides to come out. Now, here, the Sherman decides to come out to play for more. Mac does not need to keep moving between shots. He's got a relatively good reload, which means that moving between shots is going to throw off his accuracy. And the gun on the Easy 8 is going to have a significant amount of trouble going through the front of Mac's armour, providing Mac stays angled, even if he loads APCR. So in that situation, I would have been tempted to say, just stay still where you are and plough shots into him. Don't bother moving between shots in that particular scenario. As it is, it works out fine. Easy 8 comes around the other side. Mac puts him out of his misery for kill number 7. Can you see where this is going? So, there's the VK2801. No match for a Churchill from the front whatsoever. However, the VK appears to be not a complete pant-wetting retard, as he does not just sit there and let Mac shoot him. Now, Jagdpanzer IV, again, Mac doesn't really have to move. The penetration on the Jagdpanzer IV is even worse. If he loads, assuming he's using the 88mm gun, even if he loads premium ammunition, he's still going to struggle going through Mac's armour. Maybe he's using the 75mm gun, in which case it'll be a slightly more interesting fight, but the point is, Mac could quite happily sit there and just DPM the guy into the ground. I'm surprised that the VK bounced on him twice now, so either he's not using the howitzer, or he's firing AP with the howitzer, which is just so dumb. For those of you that didn't notice, Mac just picked up a Radley Walters medal for kill number 8. So now, it's Mac, AMX-12T and a KV-1 versus VK2801 and an SU-14-1. Now, you still have to be very careful. That SU is capable of one-shotting anybody on Mac's team, including Mac, but with any luck, that AMX-12T will be able to teach him the errors of his ways, with some surprise 75mm butt love, which indeed he does. That just leaves this VK2801. You can see Mac there. Good job, AMX. Kill that bastard. And he plants a shot into the VK2801. Now, this VK is going to have a very difficult time winning this game. Having said that, not that long ago, I posted up a video where we had a skirmish game. So that's the clan game format. Skirmish game. Where one of my clanmates, ooh, VK took out the AMX. One of my clanmates, Kroganator, managed to carry a game, outnumbered something like 4-1 at the end in his VK. So it's not completely impossible, but it's going to be a tall order. And Max says just cap, he can run all day, and that's an entirely fair point. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Because let's be honest, the Churchill is not exactly the fastest machine in the world. You can see there him being overtaken by a Speedy Gonzalez KV-1. VK has gone around the side to try and hurt these guys. Mac gets a shot into him, KV-1 gets a shot into him, VK only has 62 health remaining. But these guys can just sit in the cap circle, they have the time to cap this game out. The VK is the one with all the pressure on his shoulders. I can't honestly say I envy the guy. Mac takes a shot there, not really sure why. There's the VK. That shot gets flubbed. And for some reason the VK just sits there. And Mac is officially unstoppable. For 9 kills. So, very well done to Mac. That was an excellent game. Lovely bit of angling there. You don't normally, the sort of games that Mac sends me tend to be of the faster, less armoured variety, but that was a lovely bit of heavy tanking there. In a machine that many people really dislike, the Churchill VII. So, very well done to Mac there. You know, if I were to offer any advice on that game, I would say be aware of the penetrative power of your enemy's guns, and know when there are times when you don't have to keep moving between shots. You have good armour on this machine, and a fast rate of fire, so if you move, you're going to screw up your aiming. So sometimes, and I'm thinking in particular against that Easy 8 there, but also, I guess, against the Jagdpanzer IV, sometimes you'll be more successful if you just sit there and blast shots into them. Anyway, not to take anything away, that was a fantastic game. And for those of you who have not yet worked it out, the reason that I was, hate putting this game up is that Mac he almost picks up a Paul's medal there for 10 kills. But he picks up a Walters, which you get for racking up 8 kills in a machine that is at least tier 5. Now, alas, I have yet to achieve this at all. If the old Bolter's medal still existed, which you got for racking up 7 kills, yeah, I'd have a stash of them. I've had a bunch of 7-kill games, a number of them I've put up on this channel, but I have yet to receive an 8-kill game at tier 5 or above. But there we go. So I'm rather jealous of Mac, but never mind. Fantastic game. Lovely subscriber replay there. On which note, if any of you guys out there want me to showcase any of your games, then upload your replay file to whatreplays.com. This certainly works for the EU server. I believe it also works for the Russian servers. I'm not sure about the others. I couldn't, honest to God, tell you. Upload your replay to whatreplays.com and send me a message on YouTube, just a PM, saying why the game is special to you. I mean, it doesn't have to be a monster carry game. There could be a variety of reasons why you think the game is worthy of being shown. Frankly, if you send the game in, I'm probably going to showcase it unless I have a particular reason why I don't. Say why it is you think the game should be shown, and let me know things like what mods you run. Because if you run a minimap mod, that means that you may have more information than I have when I look at your game, so it enables me to understand your actions more. So let me know if you have any funky mods, the crew skills that you run, and equipment that you run on the machine. So kind of the boring technical details. It just gives me a better idea of what you're actually doing in the game, basically. So yes, if you have any of those, please feel free to send them in, and I will most likely show them. I hope you guys enjoyed that game as much as I did. That was a lovely bit of heavy tanking there from Mac. Hope you guys enjoyed that game, as I say, as much as I did. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other games and or subscribe to my channel. Some of my other games, some of my other videos, and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.